This is Dabu7. We have some comments made by different individuals here, especially some that were in high positions, that are saying that if something was to happen in this country in terms of an EMP or the use of a nuclear device, that it doesn't have to be North Korea. It could be anyone. They're simply going to point the finger at North Korea, and that they've been setting the stage for this for a long time. Now, some of the individuals involved here, experts in the field, such as Dr. Peter V. Pry, Admiral Bill Gortney, and we have General Curtis Scaparrotti involved in this. And all of this, they're saying, was deliberately planned by Obama handlers, put into motion. And they're saying as far back as April 7, 2015, Admiral Bill Gortney, the former commander of North American Aerospace Defense, aka NORAD, he gave a press conference in which he warned of North Korea's capabilities with an ICBM. He also stated all the details with it, that they had everything capable of basically pulling this off, but all that was pulled back. They're basically saying that throughout that administration, they were allowing North Korea to build up what they were doing on purpose, so at a certain point, action can be taken or something can be done. But what they're warning is that they are going to be used as a scapegoat, and that there's more things going on than what people see. Now, this article also mentions the use of an electromagnetic pulse. If they were to drop a nuke over the United States, it didn't have to detonate on ground. As long as it's 30 kilometers or more above the surface, it will cause an EMP effect. Now, this is where some interesting information starts to come into the fold. They start talking about the tests that North Korea has been conducting. They also mention the 2 satellites that the mainstream never wants to talk about that are continually going over our country. I've talked about it several times. The military tried to say they were tumbling, going to fall out of the sky. They never did. They've been on a solid course since then. And they finish up here by saying that Russia has been there helping them, trying to build a super EMP weapon for a long time. Now, of course, Russia is an ally. They also go on in this article talking about how it isn't fear porn to get the truth out there to the people. But once you've been, I guess, brainwashed with whatever they want you to think and believe, and say they repeat the story of Kim Jong-un dropping these threats over and over again, it's like, okay, people just, it loses its substance. And they're saying that this whole thing is designed basically to point the finger at North Korea when something huge happens to the United States, to bring the United States in to the next big world war. Now, they talk about launching this device at least 30 kilometers above the surface of America. It could be launched by satellite, they state. And that's interesting because I've said that for a long time, and it's a possibility. It is there. They don't know what's on it. They have not shot it down. It continues to pass over the United States. They are allowing that to happen. Those are the red flags that have flown out this whole time with me. And they also say that the nuke test looked suspiciously like a super EMP weapon. This is very interesting info when you look at it here, because they say a super EMP warhead would have a low yield, just like that of a North Korean device, what they've seen them testing, because it's not designed to create a big explosion, but to convert its energy into gamma rays that generate the EMP effect. And this matches the testing that they've been doing. So they're warning. You're talking ex-NORAD officials and everyone else, generals involved in this, talking about the concerns and basically saying what I've been warning about for the longest time, that this exact scenario can happen. You should already know who's behind it. They're going to blame these guys, and it's not just me anymore saying it. You have top-tier guys coming out warning about this. So take it for what it is. I've always said have a plan for when the lights go out, because to me, it's going to happen at some point. Don't have a crystal ball. Don't know the date. But I know one thing. It seems to be in the cards. And if it's not an EMP that hits this country, strategically, to me, it makes no sense to strike one city with a missile like that. You'll be lucky if you get through and you hit it, but that's one city. If you were to detonate bombs on the coastline, in the ocean, maybe even underwater, you could create a wall of water that they cannot stop with any weapon they have. And it would devastate dozens of cities, whole coastlines. You know, things to think about in terms of what they really could do out here on the world stage. But, you know, when you see retired Green Berets warning about this and others echoing what you've been warning about for the longest time, well, I hope people are paying attention. Because if it ever does happen, you remember, this has all been part of the plan. I'll leave a link and I'll continue to update with more as I come across it. As always, it's been Dabu7.